So Lila, first of all, I'd like to thank you for being an ambassador for North Star. You've had a pretty good season, even during COVID. So tell me a little bit about the highlights of your season.
Yeah, this year was wild because of COVID, but I was grateful to be able to race a full World Cup season. And I started off with quite a bang in Levi, Finland, at the beginning of the year in November. Finished with a top 25 World Cup result. It was my first time being back in the top 30 since about 3 years ago. So even longer, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So I was really proud of that moment, and it just showed that the program I'm putting together is slowly working and we're building towards something really exciting.
Yeah, it's been exciting to watch you, and we had the kids on the Zoom call listening to you, and everybody's been getting a big kick out of it here. So what's it like to be home?
Amazing. I love being home in Tahoe. Spent 5 months on the road in Europe, and in a way that is a dream, but there's no place like Tahoe. I mean, not even like home, but there's no place like Tahoe.
Well, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about training. You're here at North Star right now doing some GS and slalom training. What happens from here on?
So from here on, I'm going to do a couple more days here at North Star with the kids and start this is beginning my spring prep for next season. In the meantime, in the next couple weeks, I'm going to be racing at Squaw Valley for some FIS races and then head out to U.S. National Championships in Aspen in the middle of April. And then after that, I'll take a little break and then get going with some more spring training. I wish I could do it here if we had more snow maybe this season, but we'll find a place.
Are you planning on going to Mount Hood or to Southern Hemisphere?
I'm going to probably go back to Europe, actually.
Right.
Being on the glaciers.
Right.
They had a really good season this year, and with the travel restrictions that are likely to continue with COVID, it makes the most sense to just go back to Europe.
Great. So let's talk about the mental side of of ski racing. Obviously, you've got to be a good skier, but if your head isn't in the right place, then you're not going to be good at all. So tell me about the mental side of skiing for you.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, at this point, the game is mostly mental. I've spent so much of my life building my technical and tactical foundation, and I will work every single day until I'm done racing on that technical and tactical foundation. But it all starts with the mind, because the mind essentially controls the body. I mean, everything starts with the brain.
Right.
So the stories that you're telling yourself, the discipline that you have to do your training, and the openness of your mind to be able to learn new things, all of this makes a huge difference in terms of being ready to go when it's time to go on race day.
Yeah, we emphasize it all to our athletes. So do you get nervous at the start?
Sometimes. It fluctuates, actually. Sometimes I'm really nervous and other times I'm really calm, and I use that inner gauge to determine what I need to do to get ready for that day's race. If I'm really nervous, I channel it. I just embrace the nerves because they can be really positive, and it's good to be nervous. It's energizing to be nervous.
That's
you just
great.
have to channel it positively. If I'm not nervous, then I know I need to wake up, and so I do a lot of physiological stuff to get my body warmed up,
Right.
Get my breathing in order, because the breathing is really connected to the mental state. So just depends on the day and what's in front of me.
That's great. So we've got a lot of North Star athletes, and they're always looking for hints and tips. Do you have any big hints and tips for them?
I think the biggest thing is, especially at their age, it's so exciting. They have so much to still experience and to learn. It's really the biggest tip that I can give right now is just start to become aware of yourself on your skis. Not only listening to what the coaches are telling you, but really start to interpret that in a way that makes sense to you. And when you go out and free ski, feel your feet, feel your knees, feel your body, feel your hands, see where you're looking. Just start to get really in tune with what your body's doing on snow, because that's ultimately where you'll be able to make the most changes.
Wow, that's great. That is great advice. So let's look to the future. You have a goal of getting to the Olympics.
Yes, sir.
How can we help you achieve that goal?
Well, the biggest piece is always the financial piece, especially as an independent athlete racing World Cup. It takes a lot financially to be able to stay competitive with the athletes on the national teams across the world that have everything taken care of for them. So there's always the financial piece, and then there's just the energy piece for me. I really love being able to come back here and give back to a place that has given so much to me in the past and in the present. And So it's the moral support and it's the financial support.
So people can go to lilalapanya.com and they can donate to help you.
Yes, they can go to lilapanya.com or they can contact us directly. So private donations, there's options for tax deductible donations as well. So it just depends on the avenue that works for people. But if anything else, just join my journey and go to Instagram, Facebook, my website. I'd love for you guys all to be a part of it.
Well, it's a thrilling journey. I've been following it. I'm absolutely loving it. So best of luck. I really do hope you achieve your goals, and thank you for coming to North Star.
Thank you, Mark.